Alright, I just heard they said clear signal. As soon as we clear all the switches, we should blast off. That was crazy. I would imagine we were running line speed, and I could tell when we started reducing speed. And I would imagine going through the turnout, we reduced speed to either medium speed, 30 miles per hour, or limited speed, 45 miles per hour. But reducing speed, I can clearly tell the difference. And once we clear all the turnouts, we should proceed to maximum authorized speed permitted for our train, which is 79 miles per hour, unless there's a restriction. Well, we have arrived at our first stop, Massey, South Carolina. First stop. Where the train stops for the station is blocking a road crossing.
South Carolina.
Our first train passed by. The engineer had him in notch 8. I can tell exactly the way the engine sounded. Had him wide open. It give me goosebumps every time. So we were rolling along pretty good, and all of a sudden we just stopped, and the conductor announced that we were waiting on this freight train to pass southbound, and we were not even stopped 5 seconds before it shot by. As I stated, the train departed from Savannah, Georgia. It was an origin. Look how nobody is on the car. This is the business car. The rear car in the train is the business class. Very nice seats, very comfortable. All right, train looks good with a marker.
Representative. Adding quote.
Look, I see boats over there. I would be catching and not fishing. So we are arriving to North Charleston, South Carolina, our second stop. Here we go, Amtrak P090 departing North Charleston, South Carolina, track number 2, out. Now we are arriving to Florence, South Carolina. Oh look, you can see the train. I worked out of this yard numerous times. There was a local F747 that went on duty at night, and we went to work a paper mill off of the main line. This was one of the conductors out of Savannah. I guess their crew bases, they work out of Savannah to Florence. Pretty good little run. And we are departing Florence, South Carolina. I guess the engineer is doing a running test because we took off, and as soon as we started rolling, he applied the brakes. You can feel the train bear down. So they have to do a runner, I believe, when you change crews. All right, so we are arriving to Dillon, South Carolina. Dillon, South Carolina. And the station stop has a road crossing block again.
Just bad timing. Okay, go ahead.
This train had one locomotive on the head. I'm gonna predict that this is gonna be a DPU train, where it's gonna have a train in the middle. Well, I'm sorry, a locomotive in the middle, or either on the rear of the train. It's a unit code train. And probably about a second or two before it passed, you can hear it. You have about a second or two. There I go. It was on the rear. Told you. We are stopped just outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina, waiting for a southbound CSX freight train to pass. And with CSX, in this situation, if you see how the tracks are, if the engineer was sitting here, when the train gets close, the conductor would get down and cross the tracks and inspect the train from the other side. So when you stop and you pass in a train, you have to inspect it from the ground. And you're looking for shiftable loads. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary, trespassers, open doors. So just waiting for the train to come pass through so we can make our station stop at Fayetteville, North Carolina. Here we go. Man, look at that. It was freight with intermodal cars with freight following it behind it. Wow. Normally it'll be separated. See those shiftable loads? You'll be looking to see if any of those poles have shifted, or is it hanging out the side of the rail car. And this CSX train should have told the crew of the Amtrak that they had shiftable loads in their train. I can feel the Amtrak rolling now. I'm gonna try to. Alright, southbound train, let's go with a mark on the rear, over. And we have arrived to Fayetteville, North Carolina for our station stop. This is Fayetteville Yard, North Carolina. This is where I worked my last job as a conductor with CSX in the field in North Carolina. Okay, so we are now arriving at Smithfield, Selma, North Carolina. And that is a absolute signal. There's no number plate on that signal, so that's how I know that it's an absolute signal. If it's red, you absolutely has to stop. And see, it's protecting, it's interlocking here. I believe that is I-95. I always remember as a child traveling on I-95, when we would get in this area, I always would be looking to my left and right because there's a lot of rail cars on both sides. This is Rocky Mount Yard in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I do know this is Charlie Baker. The signal we're about to pass is Charlie Baker, and we're arriving at Rocky Mount, North Carolina station.
Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. We're now arriving at Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Hey, Rocky Mount is a stop now. Time to check around your seats, locate your belongings. Start heading towards exits where you see crew members, not all doors open. The station stop is Rocky Mount. Ladies and gentlemen, watch them.
Now we are arriving Petersburg, Virginia on the number 2 main. Petersburg, Virginia on the number 2 main for a station stop. And since Savannah, Georgia, I believe I have seen roughly 12 trains total, with 4 of them being Amtrak trains. This is CSX Richmond Aka Yard in Richmond, Virginia. That's the yard office. That's a DPU train. See the DPU engine in the middle?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. We're approaching our next station stop. This is Richmond, Staples Mill Road. Now, Richmond is your stop. Now it's time to check around your seats, locate your belongings. Start heading towards exits where you see crew members, not all doors open. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the station stop is Richmond, Staples Mill Road. This is Richmond, Staples Mill Road. Not all doors open. Exit where you see crew members. Watch your step.
Shoot the belows. I can feel the brakes bearing down. That's the head right there. Richmond, Virginia arriving. Alright, so now we are arriving at Alexandria, Virginia. Arriving at New Carrollton. Man, this train is moving right now. I can tell a big difference. It's booking.
Okay, what's